Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. It seems that Rob Van Dam is done with WWE once again. Honestly, I think that this was another failed attempt at a attempt to use an outside talent in WWE. It seems that they like bringing in the big names to bring them back to sort of rise their star value. Rob Van Dam, tried this last year coming in. He had a big sort of pop for his unveiling that he was going to be making a debut at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view where they played his vignette, pumping up his return on Payback. Of course, he was making his return where he was in TNA for, how long was he in TNA? 2-3 years? It's however long that contract was, and he hadn't been in WWE for a good long time because he had a good long hiatus before coming back to TNA and trying to bump up their star value throughout their Monday Night Wars against WWE time. He did have some success in TNA, winning the TNA Championship. They stripped him of the championship without ever losing it, and basically never really used him to his potential along the way. There was times when I honestly thought, why are they not using Rob Van Dam in some sort of a title situation? They did have the good ladder match against him and Bobby Roode, which Bobby Roode was, he got put over in the match, and the match led to him having his long title run, which made him a pretty big star in TNA. But once he came to WWE last time, he had the Money in the Bank match, and from there it seemed like he just coasted downhill on his way out the door. He battled for the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio. For some reason or another, Ricardo Rodriguez was used as his manager. It wasn't the best of times. I remember when Rob Van Dam was leaving for one of the shows, and everybody knew that was the last show on his contract. A fan from the outside yelled that it was better than, at least it was better than TNA, and Rob Van Dam made the remark back that, if you say so. And basically, when he came back for this run, I think he had some good matches against Seth Rollins. A few of them were on main events. I think one of them was on SmackDown that I can remember. And except for that, I can't really remember a whole lot that he really did. I was in the building for his re-debut after WrestleMania when he came out. I don't even really remember this happening. I can't even remember who he wrestled in that match. And when he came back, he was used at Extreme Rules. He got put into a three-way because people thought that a Jack Swagger versus Cesaro match wasn't going to be able to hold its own. And besides from there, I really can't tell you anything that happened for Rob Van Dam on a pay-per-view along the way. It just seemed like it never really mattered. He didn't win any matches that I can remember in WWE with this run. I honestly thought that maybe Chris Jericho would really rethink coming back to the company, but Chris Jericho was able to come back. He even got a win on pay-per-view against Bray Wyatt. I remember making the joke in my pay-per-view review saying that basically Rob Van Dam was going to be upset, pack his bag and leave the company, seeing how Jericho can come back and win matches and he can't. And then I think there ended up being some sort of an injury that kept RVD off TV for a while, which sort of scared me, thinking maybe I had hit on something or something like that. But Rob Van Dam, I'm pretty sure, isn't going to go back to TNA. He did not like the leadership there, so I think he's just going to go home and wait for that phone call to ring, or maybe he'll just do what he did this time and just show up at the Staples Center when LA comes to town asking Triple H, hey, can you get the creative team to think up something for me, because I would love to be on TV for you if you want me to. It seems like he wanted to be in WWE more than he wanted to be there. No word on if he took some sort of a relaxed contract or something like that just to sort of get some exposure. He doesn't work a lot of independence, he says, because he doesn't like the travel. He sort of tries to overprice himself. If somebody does call and they are willing to pay the high price, he will go out there. He's done a few California shows. I can remember him doing a show, I think, in Michigan. Somewhere just because the money was right, but we might have seen the last of Rob Van Dam for a good long little while, at least till next year when WWE thinks about bringing him in to try and spice things up again. But honestly, it hasn't worked the last 2 times, so I honestly would be surprised if it worked again.